Hello, my scrappy friends. Hello, my scrappy friends. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. There we go. Yay. And it was quite painless today. So we love that. Love that it was painless. And you're going to find out during this live why I'm saying that. Painless is a good thing. Hi, Esther. Hi, Laura. She says, hello, how are you? Hope you didn't have too much damage from the hurricane. Hi, Laura. You think of it today at the right time. I'll tell you what, I was really... Hi, Snuggies, Crafty Corner. Hey, Tracy. You're just going to listen? You're sleeping? I was this close of not doing a live today. And it has nothing to do with the storm. First of all, we'll talk about the storm. LOL, Esther, I thought it was tomorrow. There is one tomorrow, Laura. It's for the patrons. We're going to have a live tomorrow for the patrons. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to make some page kits for the crop that I'm going to. And it's going to be story time. It's going to be story time. We'll talk a little bit about the storm. So some of you were with me. Well, a lot of you here were with me the night that Fiona was going. The night that Fiona was going through our province, right? Like we said goodnight. It was like 10:30. As soon as I went downstairs, the lights were flickering in our bedroom, and I'm like, ooh, because they weren't flickering upstairs. I couldn't even tell upstairs, but Dave said it had been flickering for probably half an hour. So I'm like, oh, we are going to lose power for sure. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, we lost power, and then we never got power again till, and as soon as I got up and woke up at 7, and I was able to go on the Facebook group and say, you know, we have no power. Hi, Melody. We have no power, you know, won't be able to do the live. After that, we didn't have no power, but we also had no phone. Our cell phones weren't working. So we had no 3G, no 5G, no LTE, like no light, nothing. So we had, I could text. Sometimes it would go through on Messenger because it doesn't take much to text, right? I wish people knew that, because like if you ever get in trouble and you're in the middle of the woods and you don't have a lot of cell coverage and you're thinking, oh, we don't have a lot of cell coverage, you can text to people and tell them you're in trouble. It doesn't take a lot of connection for a text to go through. So that was fine. Do you remember Mason had his tryout? So we went to his tryout, literally dodging trees, okay? Maybe I can find some on my phone here. So we didn't have any damage to our house. Oh, I better plug my phone in. It's almost out of juice. So we literally were dodging trees. It was down trees everywhere. Now, our friends stayed at the trailer park. They said they didn't sleep all night because it was rocking their trailer the whole time. Okay, so I only took a couple, but you see this tree, it's almost on the road. Like we went on this side of the road because we were afraid like if that fell, that was going to be on our truck. And then this in the middle of the road. So that was like that the whole time. Like there was trees all over the place. So we were kind of, you know, dodging stuff going everywhere. Okay, let's start putting this together. We'll start with viewfinders. So we did get there. He had his tryout. You know, all was good. We came home and I even tried to put up on Facebook, "Hi, Teresa." There's a lot of people around here that did not fare well at all. Like I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she has her trailer. It's not that far from where our trailer is. Like I'm talking like not even 10 minutes. And her trailer's ruined. Like the water came up, lifted her trailer, moved it, and there's like sand all through her trailer. Like we still haven't gone to our trailer. But our friends were right next door and they said there's nothing, and we had pulled everything in. Unless it leaked through, we should be good. We should be good, and you'll find out why in a second why we haven't gone to our trailer yet. Because the story for us just began. Was that Karen's? No. Karen, she knows because of where she is, her trailer. They bring it home every, they bring it home. They don't leave it close to the water, which is good. Like I think they took it home Wednesday and the storm was over Friday night. It's another friend of mine. And it was the first time she went to a campground for the summer. And she was like, "Oh, should I leave it here or should I take it home?" Like she didn't know what to do. So I don't know if anybody's going to get kind of compensated for that. But I think if it's like we're not used to these hurricane damages, but I'm pretty sure hurricane damages is not covered. But I think it's your policy too, because I can't see that even being mentioned on our policy. So I don't know. It's kind of sad. And the people in Newfoundland, which is 2 provinces over, they're an island, and they had 80 homes like either completely destroyed or, you know, that they just can't fix it, right? It was compromised. They can't fix it. Do I want to put this with this? Sure. Back when I worked in insurance around 20 years ago, anything classed as an act of God wasn't covered. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I worked in insurance too, Laura. I worked in insurance too. So I kind of, you know, I didn't want to discourage her yesterday, but I said, usually things like that. And, you know, I said, well, they said on the news that the people in Newfoundland, their houses weren't covered. So I don't know if places like that are high of things like that happening. I don't know if there's, you know, some kind of thing that you can add to it maybe now. Who knows? I haven't been in insurance. I got out of insurance. I was 27 years old. And even I look at my insurance policy now and I'm like, huh? Accidental benefits used to be like $30 and now it's like $200. And I'm like, why is that so much now? used to be like $30. Okay. So let's get, oh, maybe we'll go with black. Maybe we'll go with black. We'll get some black. So we came home. I even tried to post on Facebook, you know, if power comes back, instead of waiting till next Saturday, let's do it tomorrow, like the Sunday. It wouldn't even post. Like, it wouldn't even post. So it was just kind of like doing nothing. And then, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take the afternoon. I could still come upstairs in my craft room and I could somewhat see. I opened my curtain, which, by the way, now I can't get it down because I like to keep it closed. Now I can't even bring it down. So I thought, you know what? You've been working in that craft room so much and it's a complete disaster. Go clean it up. So that's what I did. I came upstairs. Hi, Ozelle. And I spent about an hour and a half and I did a pretty good job. There were still some places that needed, but my main desk, that was completely cleaned up. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take this day and I'm just going to read and I'm going to, you know, take it easy. So I just finished upstairs. Dave was working in the garage. He was just moving shelves around because there's one shelf that I want to put in my scrap room. So he was kind of taking stuff off of that and he was going to move another shelf around. And then he was going to, you know, then we were going to move the other shelf in my soap room. So I just finished up here and I went downstairs and I just, good morning, Sylvia. Ozelle is from Boston, Massachusetts. I love that city. So I just lay down and I heard the biggest crash and I knew he had fallen. And then he was like, ow, 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 ow. So I get up and I start running. And this is the part where it starts getting gross, ladies. I start running towards the garage and I hear him say, I cut my finger right off. So I stopped. I turned around and I ran into the kitchen instead and I got a baggie and I put ice and then I yelled at Josh and said, get me a glove so because when I find the finger, I need to put it back. I need to put it on ice and then we got to go. So anyway, by the time I did that, he was in the house. There was blood everywhere. So Josh found me the baggie. I went in the room. And remember, we have no 3G, no 5G, no light, nothing. So calling 911 is not even an option, which I wouldn't have anyway, because by the time they got here, I could have him at the hospital. So I was just like, let's just go. So anyway, we found the finger. And then we went to the hospital. So I got him to the hospital, got him to the nurse, and then, you know, gave the Medicare card. When she gave it back to me and she said to him, because with COVID and everything, we still can't, you know, stay and stuff. They'd rather you didn't, just the patient. But they let me be with him for that part. And then I said, and I had parked the truck right at the entrance. And then I said, I'm going to go park the truck. And as soon as she gave me back the Medicare card, I thought, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass out. So I went outside and, took my mask off and got some fresh air. Hi, Marit. Got some fresh air. And then I called my daughter, Caitlin. And so she said, come and get me and I'll drive you around because you sound like you're going to pass out. I said, well, I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I think I'm okay now. I got fresh air. I think I'm okay. So I went to get her. We went back to the hospital. I said, I'll go in and I'll make sure that he's in a room, that they just didn't leave him out with everybody, right? So I went in and they had him in a room. So I stayed for maybe 10 minutes with him and I said, well, Caitlin's here. And while I'm in here, she's calling Jess and Mason and we'll be out in the truck waiting. And we could, with cell phones now, you can text and said, let me know when the doctor's there and I'll think of stuff like to make sure that you ask. And then, So we stood there and my second daughter, called our oldest daughter. And man, we ended up waiting. It wasn't that long. Like we got there around 3:30 and at 6:30 we picked him up at the door. The first day they didn't really do anything except clean it up really well. And they couldn't save the finger. And it was the baby finger. There was only like this much left. About this much left. And yesterday we went to the clinic and now it's like nothing. There's just right down like thankfully they had enough skin to cover it. How's he coping? He's the first thing he said was, it was hockey. Oh no, how am I gonna hold a hockey stick? How am I gonna shoot? And I said, well, it's the baby fingers. So I said, who lost Dave, my husband. I said, the only thing I said, you're going to look kind of silly because you'll be like this but I mean, just to make him laugh. And he did laugh and he did have a good sense of humor. Like he made the doctor laugh quite a bit apparently. So, but right away he said, it could have been a whole lot worse because it scraped. Like his finger right here is about this big. So probably the only reason it didn't cut this finger is it's so much bigger, right? So, but there's quite a scrape there. So he could have lost 2 fingers, right? Ugh. So that's nothing. On Sunday, I came upstairs and I picked a different area of my scrap room and I cleaned that, like right behind me. That was like a tower there. And so it wasn't as long. Oh, thank you, Laura. She says, please give him our best wishes. Hope it heals well. Esther says, oh dear, what a situation. Wish him all the best to recover. Thank you, Esther. So I'm upstairs and just to keep busy, right? And thank you, Marie. So I cleaned another area of my scrap room. And he was downstairs. When I left him, he was laying down on the couch. And so I do that, and then I go downstairs and I'm like, hello? He's in the garage. He's cleaning stuff in the garage. I said, would you just get out of there? Like, seriously. So anyway, I said, let's go for a drive. I said I wanted some tomatoes, and Rogersville is about an hour an hour from here. So I said, let's just go. It totally wasn't worth it to go get those tomatoes because I got $15 worth of tomatoes and it was an hour and a half of drive, but it was just to kind of get him out of the house. So we went for a drive. It was a beautiful day. You would think like Saturday was Friday night and Saturday was so ominous, right? With the hurricane. And then Sunday was just like gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. Just beautiful. So I said, well, we went for, a nice drive, and then we came home and I made supper, and so Sunday was really chill. Originally we were going to go to the campground. I think our season at the campground is I think it's done. Okay, how about if I take one of those? Oh, the new mushrooms are done. Remember there was only the mint one done? I got to do the video. I still haven't done that yet, but they are done. Yeah, that's apples and oranges. Oh, he was at work. He was working Monday. And I told him, I said, why don't you take, a couple days off? But he said he wasn't in that much pain. It's so much trauma, right? And you don't feel the pain. I think our bodies are so well built. When you have a big trauma like that, you just don't feel the pain when it happens. I'll tell you, he's in pain right now because they took the rest of the stuff that was not damaged, right? Like this part wasn't, it was still alive, if you would. So now, yesterday around 4:30, we were there at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. Yesterday, at about 5 o'clock last night, the pain started, and now he's in a lot of pain. So I think today he's going to take the day off. He's laying down right now. So he did work Monday and Tuesday. He stopped at 4:30 yesterday when the pain was too much at that point. Laura says, years ago, I cut the top of my middle finger off with a veggie mandolin and didn't feel anything for days. I think it was the initial shock of it happening, so I can't imagine with the more, I can't imagine either. I get the heebie-jeebies every time I think about it. Like I just get the, going through. And I keep touching my baby finger. And it's on his non-dominant hand too, so. And like I said, he's kind of making, little jokes. He's like, well, at least I won't be hitting the cap locks by error anymore. It's like, oh. Okay, let me. So I wasn't going to, I was like, I'm just going to take Wednesday off and just kind of, and I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to do it. And it helps to talk about it, right? It helps with the stress. I had a massage yesterday, so that was good. That kind of helped loosen things up. And then that way, by Saturday, when we finish our live, then it, it'll, not that it'll be okay, but you know what I mean. It'll be off my chest. We just keep we just keep thinking it could have been so much worse, right? It could have been worse, so we're going with that. Mason. Mason says, Mason, you know how of a jokester he is, right? So he wasn't being mean. I just want that. And at this point, the kids were all kind of making, you know, little jokes to try to, because my oldest daughter takes stuff like soup. Like when my daughter called her, she cried so hard. And then she called my mom, and my mom thought that Dave had passed away. That's how much she was crying. So when she finally got out of her that it was the finger, she's like, oh my goodness, Jess, it's a finger. It's okay. I thought he was dead. I thought you were telling me he was dead. So let's be thankful it's a finger. Yes, it's horrible, but because at this point my mom almost had a heart attack. So, and then she called her boyfriend Ooze, and he was the same. He thought that, you know, Dave was in the hospital with a heart attack. So he said, okay, it's a finger. It'll be fine. And so sometimes you kind of, even though it's somber, you kind of have to make little jokes, right? So him and Dave always go in the basement and they do these competitions, you know, with the hockey puck. And I mean, sometimes Dave wins, sometimes Mason wins, like it's to hit targets and stuff. Anyway, Mason says, oh, Pappy, I'm going to beat you now every time for target practice. So we kind of laughed. So that morning, Mason had his tryout for the A team. He didn't make the double A team, which we didn't think. There was a slight chance. A slight chance that he was going to make it. So we were sitting there. It was probably around 5:30 at night. We were still waiting. And so then we started talking about hockey because Katie asked him about his tryout and, you know, how did it go and all this stuff. And he said, well, I could have done better. So now I'm worried that I didn't make the team. Like, I don't know why. I kind of froze and all this stuff. And anyway, so I go on my phone because now we're in town. So I have 3G and 5G and all this stuff. Or I had 5G at that point. So I go on the site and I see that they had announced the team. So I put my phone like this and I go and I open up the app or open up the link, and his mom just lets out a woo because he had made the team. So I take a picture of it and I'm like, oh, let's send it to Pappy and then he'll be so happy. And Mason's like, no, don't send it. I want to tell him in person. So I said, okay, I won't tell him. Teresa says, I can't wait to see where you're going with this layout. Love hearing all the family stories. Making page kits today. Yeah, we're just going to be making page kits today. I figure that way I don't have to. I feel like I'm getting something done. These actually, Teresa, I'm going to a crop. Oh, is it a month from today? It is exactly a month from today. I'm going to a crop. It's about an hour and a half from here. And I'm bringing 60 page kits. 60 page kits. So I still have, well, with the embellishments all cut out, I have 29. This will be 30. So it'll be half of them done. Half of them done. So I thought today, instead of just throwing embellishments on, since we're just having story time, that I would cut out the stuff right away. So I don't have to revisit this page kit until I add the rest of the stuff, which is the washi tape, whether I'm going to add a sketch, the photos, the rest of the stuff. So I looked on online this weekend, and the pictures were still 15 cents. So I'm like, oh, please, please, please go back down to 10 cents. If I would have known, I would have done like 1,000 pictures or something. Because now I have like 500, but I'm like, it's not enough. So I don't know. I have a month, so I might have to break down. I don't want to pay $15, $100 though. Have any of you, like, I don't even know of any online thing that they maybe do like international, and what are the prices? Like maybe I could do maybe I could do I forgot what I was going to say now. Maybe I could order some online. But see, I only have a month, so I don't know what the delivery date is. Like how long it takes to get to you. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, so Saturday, don't forget, we're going to finish the 10 pages. And it's October 1st, so Scrapathon is starting. October 1st. Melody says, I'm making page kits for Christy's 30 Days of Sketches, which starts Saturday. Oh, I didn't know that. Laura says, after the live, I'll have a look on the site I use and see if they do international postage. If they do, I'll send you a link. Awesome. You print mine pretty much as soon as I take them because I never know what I want to scrapbook. Yeah, I don't, and that's the thing, because I'm going to be making 60 page kits. I'm like, I don't want just, like 500 pictures, because what I did was, I'm printing them by days, right? So I'd like to have, basically I have 5 days printed up out of the 44 right now. That's it. So I'd like a little bit more days than that. Oh, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 days printed up. That's it. Okay. So I think there's other embellishments down there. So we got that one done. Let me see what I did with that. Oh, there it is on the floor. Hi, Valentina. Hi, Valentina. We're making page kits today. We're making page kits. Okay, so there's, oh. Here we go. And you know what's great? Is that all of these, again, I can't remember if this one was, I think this was one of the pages for the live. We did this page kit for the live. And then I just threw everything that was left over in here, and now I just added a few more things. So page kit done. Laura says, oh, I forgot to say, on Saturday I was showing Dan the part of the Live with Mason's changing room story. As soon as Kai heard your voice, he stared at the screen, then went to the kitchen. He wanted some treats. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, let's move on to the next here. We're going to add a background to this and a few embellishments. And we're going to go from there. Oh, this has some... Okay. Let's just get a white background. I am getting low on white cardstock. So I don't know when I'll be able to go to town, but hopefully it won't be. Marie says, no more cheese for Nicole, LOL. Teresa says, is there ever going to be a way that your digitals could be available for people that have no way to print them? I would love to be able to purchase your work. I would love to do that. I'm just afraid of the shipping. I'm so afraid of the shipping cost. I'm just so afraid of the shipping cost. Because he started working on like getting the site ready for that. And actually for us, it's so much better because let's say the viewfinders. Well, we can make it so that it's, 2-inch, and then you can choose your color. So it doesn't take as much room on the website. So I think it could be easily done. I'm just afraid of the shipping. Paper's so heavy. Hi, Alma. Can you still sign up for the virtual crop? You sure can. You sure can. And then you can watch the first part. We did 5 hours. And then we're doing the other 5 this weekend. We did the first 5 page kits, and then we're doing the other 5 this weekend. Teresa, do you have like a Staples or something like that in close to where you live? Because I'm thinking, I wonder how that would work. Because you have to do borderless. I don't know if you can do. Does any of you, have you printed our files like at places like that, like Staples or some stuff like that? I think I would do a test. I wouldn't like send like 100 files and then they don't show up very well. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yay, Alma. Yay. She said, yay, thank you. I'll sign up and join this weekend. Awesome. Okay, we'll just cut this off too. We'll get this ready. Office Max, Kristen, but did you do it? And does it come out okay? I've just never sent our files there, so I don't want to tell someone, oh, do that, and then it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? It should work, but I'm just wondering. I just print it all at home, so. only because we do like borderless. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we go as far to the edge as we can possibly can so that we get as much product on one thing as we can. Aw, Teresa says, no, I live in a tiny town. Aw. Right now, shipping is, well, I think shipping is going down right now. So that should help. That should help with the shipping costs. Okay. Okay, let's, I guess this had 2-inch circles. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Ooh, I like this. I like that. Yay. And then we'll get the 1.5-inch circle. Oh, I already had one, but that's pretty much the same. That is the same color. So we'll get something else. Esther says, I'm going to email you because I bought a 2-inch punch and I don't get my setting rights. I use borderless, but maybe it's a problem because of the difference in A4 and 8.5. Maybe it is the difference between A4 and 8.5. Because when I put it in, well, you see, like I can punch it. Like right on. Let's do that right now. Kristen says, I have a cheap printer. What matters is the printer quality. Absolutely. Especially for like digital files. It's the paper quality because you're not printing photos. You're not printing photos, right? It's paper, so. Okay. Oh, maybe I could do yellow. Let's do yellow. And even with pictures, like sometimes I just change, I change the photo. I'm telling my printer what I'm printing, and what a difference in the quality of the picture. I'm like, oh, I guess it really matters. Maybe it's a setting. Printers and printer paper is A4 here, and that's not 8.5 by 11. Yeah. What is it? 8 1/4 by 11 3/4 or something? I have a canner with 2 trays, and if I use my bottom tray, which is for regular paper, it doesn't print the whole digital file. Also, you have to use your rear tray. I use my rear tray too, Melody. Just because I use thicker paper too, I use 100 pounds, right? I use 100 pounds. That's A4. Oof, I'm not good with centimeters. So 21. Yeah, so it's like 8 1/4 by almost 11 1/2. Yeah. Yeah. 8 1/4 by almost 11 1/2. And it's too bad because my printer, I can check off US letter, and then I can check off A4. Like, I can tell my printer, but then you can't get cardstock that size, right? You probably can't get cardstock that size. Okay. What have we put on here? We put circles. How to get the sizing right. Where's the labels? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let me see here. What color should I do? Yellow? Yeah. Yeah, let's do yellow. Let's do yellow. Whew. Okay. Well, we're not going to get too many page kits done. Yeah, I think it depends on all printers too, because I had, when I got my, hi Eleanor. Eleanor's just up the street from me. Even with my new printer, I had to fiddle around with the settings quite a bit. To be fair, with everything that has happened, you need more of a distraction than to get work done. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking this yesterday, because I was like, oh, maybe I should, just, not schedule a live. And we'll get back to it next week. And then I thought, you know what? I can go on for like an hour or so, an hour and a half. And then it'll be a distraction. And then once I get off the live, I can get a few things done for the day and go from there. Okay. I need some extra stuff in here. I need some extra stuff. I think I'm going to get some yellow. That's why patients always notice pain more at night, because there's no distraction. That makes sense. That makes sense. I hope that he fell asleep, because he said he didn't get much sleep last night. He said he didn't get much sleep. So I'm hoping that he gets sleep while we're doing this. Let me try and get, I don't know what color. Oh, that one would look good. Would it look good with the rest of the stuff? Oh yeah, let's do these. Let's do these. We'll put these away. Laura says, you need to take time for yourself too. As much as it was Dave who was injured, you've been through a lot of shock and you need time to process it all. And then, that is so true, Melody. I noticed that with my fibromyalgia, it seems worse at night. Yeah. And until you just said that, I never realized why. Right. Eleanor says, oh, did I miss your mushrooms digitals? Love them. They are brand new. I haven't even made the video for them yet. And here I'm cutting into them, so I'll have to print some more up. So you get, there's mushroom 1 and mushroom 2. So this is mushroom 1. This is mushroom 1. And this is mushroom 2. Let me find, okay. So in a digital file, you're going to get mushroom 1 and mushroom 2. So you get 2 full files. You get 2 full files, and then of course, you know, they come, I think the whole bundle of, it's going to, what is it? I can't remember now. There's 6, 12. The whole bundle is $7.15 for everything. Okay. Laura says, we got a sneak peek at the mushroom on Friday night's virtual crop. Yeah, he just finished them Friday morning. And I had them cut apart or printed and used up by Friday night. So I'll cut these up. Well, I am halfway done my 60 pages for the crop I'm going to in October. I'm more than halfway done the Scrapathon for the month of October. Still not too late to join that. You can join at any time because it is a self-paced class. So that's like 31 videos plus the lives. We're going to have a live on Monday. The first live for Scrapathon is going to be on Monday. We're going to do a page. So things are moving along. Every single video is done in real time, so there's no voiceovers doing the pages. So lots of video time. I remember when I would, take a class and then the next, you know, the next video would come up and it'd be like 8 minutes, and I'd be like, no, I want a long video. Don't forget to circle up by the circle punch. Oh, yes. Thank you. I really like the long videos because I like to put it on and scrap. I love to put one on and just scrap and, you know, like a long video. You still need to watch Scrapathon 6? You should. I think back then I still did. I think back then I still did some voiceover stuff. Now it's all real time. Are you going to video at the crop? I hope so. Yes, I am. It's a work weekend for me. And if I can get 60 videos done, those are all going to be voiceover, obviously. And that'll give me, well, if I just use one of those videos a week, that'll give me over a year. And then I only have to, because I like to do, you know, 3 videos a week. You think it was 50-50? I thought I was, Esther says, I thought I was making a page kit for a lift I want to do, but making the page already. That's awesome. Just get her done. Get her done. There. We'll get this done, and we'll probably do one more. One more, and then we'll sign off for today. And then I gotta go get some work done. Well, this is work too. 50% live, 50% voiceover. Okay. I think that's what I advertised, and then I ended up probably doing more. Saturday, what time does it start? 9 a.m. my time. 9 a.m. my time. Ooh, guess what is coming on Friday? Friday. It is Hocus Pocus 2. So guess what I'm going to be doing Friday night? Hocus Pocus 2. Woot woot. Can't wait. Can't wait. I'm going to try and watch Hocus Pocus 1. I started watching it Sunday night, but I just could not concentrate. Could not concentrate at all. Another thing I started watching right now, and to me it's kind of, I don't know, kind of reminds me of Halloween. I start watching the originals, which is a vampire story or series or whatever. I'd watched most of it, but I can't remember what season I stopped at. So what time zone? I'm Atlantic Daytime, ADT. Atlantic Daytime. So ADT. I think we're going to standard time there in November, I think. I think it's in November. So it's so hard for me to keep remembering to switch back and forth. Is it daytime right now or standard time? So I have to keep remembering to switch it over. Okay, I think I'm going to stand up for the last one here. 31. Woot woot. Probably on Friday, I'll start with the washi and the sketches for the first 30 pages. Right on, right on. So I counted this morning, and just, by the way, these are leftovers from either the Scrapathon that I'm working right now or the virtual crop, the first 5 pages that we did. And I just put them right back in these, and I'm going to do another page with them. So I counted this morning and I had 16 there. 16. So, hello. If I do all of those, I'm already at, because I already, what did I have? 37? 37. And then, what did I say? 16. So I'll be at 53. So I'll only have to make 7. I'll only have to make 7. And then we have those 5 pages we're going to do this weekend, right? So no trouble at all. I'm loving this new way of making page kits because it's coming together so quickly. Here, I got this. Well, when we put a page kit together, you know, when we originally put it together, we put that stuff together because we liked it. And I love to, like, just throwing everything in. At first I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want that stuff to be left in a page kit for X amount of time. Let's be real. Let's be real. We got enough stuff around that I don't think we need to worry about running out of stuff. I was sure there was other stuff with this. Did something end up in another page kit? I thought there was like a package of embellishments with this. I was sure there was a package of embellishments with this. One thing I noticed was during the crop, after the fact, I was like, oh no, I forgot to put this page kit together, and I forgot which, you know, to put that page kit together. So this might be, I don't think it's laying around anywhere because I picked up everything. I can't remember if there was anything else with this, but that's okay. I'll look for it after the live and see if there's, you know, anything else I can add in there. Okay. Let's see. I'm wondering. Okay, I have a cardstock that I can use for matting, and I'll just use that. I'll just use that. Oh, and look at this. That's pretty close. Esther said that's a very smart way of making page kits. It was definitely changing, you know what I mean? It changed the way I did my page kit for sure. Laura says, cool, just wondering if you were somewhere in the same time zone as someone here so they could give you a start time. Laura said, and Elma says, no problem. I'll figure out the time zone. Yeah, that'd be a good way to know. What time is it where you are right now? What time is it right now? Yeah, that's 49 in Market. I'm sure there was something else. Unless, you know how sometimes I would put 2 page kits, but you'd think all the stuff would be in this page. Or in this page kit. Nothing like hyper focusing on something, right? Nothing like hyper focusing on something. When I get something in my head, it's like, gotta see it through. Have got to see it through. Okay. So yesterday, I did my my work day, and then I went downstairs. Was that yesterday? No, it was the day before. I did my work day, and then I went downstairs, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to start those tomatoes. So I ended up canning some tomatoes. Whew. That was a long process. But I got it done. And I did 7 quarts. Anyway, it was just kind of a test run. We're trying to see, because I didn't want to plant a whole big garden, you know, next year. And then I'd be like, yeah, canning is just not for me. Do you know what I mean? But I think I like it. It's certainly different, but I think I like it a lot. Okay, so I think we'll do this dark mushroom because he'll show up against this guy. And then this mushroom, maybe we'll do, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we'll do a light pink. Let's do a light pink. Let's cut this up. Now you can see why I said that doing this before going to the crop is going to save so much time, like the cutting apart of stuff, because it's been an hour and some, and we're on our 3rd page kit. I mean, we have been chatting, so that makes it a little slower. I like that I know what's in my food, right? Think of canning like making page kits. It's the prep work ahead that you work and then you eat them. It's easier. Yes, and I have been doing some meal prepping, but it's mainly like I'll marinate the chicken. You know, I'll do teriyaki chicken and then freeze it in the sauce, honey mustard chicken, that kind of stuff. And then when I take it out, it just marinates as it thaws. And then I just throw it in, you know, the stove or whatever. But then I still have to make like side dish, which is fine. But I'd like to make actual like meals and stick it in the freezer. We're kind of concentrating right now to try and eat what's in our freezer, right? I can actually see some of the shelves right now, so which is good. We have to make sure we eat what's in there, and hopefully things will start going down in price. Laura says, I'm so glad. Well, first Marie says, we're a good distraction. You sure are. Then Laura said, I'm so glad you said marinate the chicken. I have to do that as soon as this is over. Melody says, that's a really good idea. Marie says, I'm also procrastinating and postponing deep cleaning and large cabinet in the living room. I have to do my closet. So as soon as I can get sort of, Scrapathon all said and done, and get my October Patreon all done, then I'm going to take everything out of my closet, like everything. And then I'm going to look at how long has it been since I wore this. And am I really going to get to a size 6 again? I don't think so. So bye. Although, I've been walking and everything. So I think I am down 14 pounds now. In the last week, I've lost 3 pounds. I wonder why, right? I wonder why in the last week I've lost 3 pounds. I wonder why. It's supposed to rain today, but it's not raining right now. So I think what I'll do is as soon as we're done our live, is I'll go on my walk. Dave's not going with me right now because obviously but I'm going to put my earbuds in and I'm going to listen to, has any of you read The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan? I started watching, there's only the first season right now. I can't remember what it's on, Amazon Prime maybe? I can't remember what it's on, but I've watched the first season and I'm on book 3. So I'm going to put that on and I go out walking for about 45 minutes. And then I'll work till supper time. So our big obsession right now, I don't know what I'm going to make tonight, but I've been cutting up some peppers. So either, red, yellow, green peppers, some fresh mushrooms, talking about mushrooms, some fresh mushrooms, and some onions. And then I put everything in a bag, and then I put olive oil, and then I put like oregano, basil. I put a little bit of red pepper flakes because everything we can eat hot, we do. I don't put a lot though. And then salt and pepper, a few more spices. I can't think really of the spices. And then I let it marinate all afternoon in the fridge. And right now that's the only veggies that we had here, but I'm going to start adding like broccoli and cauliflower just to beef it up, because I make a whole bag of these things and then I cook it and it's like this big, and I'm like, okay, I need to add more veggies to this, and then I cook it in my wok. So we have that instead of potatoes and stuff. And Josh loves it. And I'm like, yes. because he doesn't like potatoes at all. And then we'll do a meat. Like last night, we had chicken wings and ribs. And all of that took me maybe 25 minutes to get ready, not counting cutting up the veggies, right? Because I did that in the afternoon, so it was 2 separate time. But I started supper at 6 o'clock, and at 6:40, I was back. I went to get something in the bedroom and looked at the time, and we had had supper, and we were done. And I'm like, well, that was good. And I had cleaned most of the dishes because it does make a mess, like everything gets stuck together, like on the bottom of the pan. And so I had washed most of the dishes and then had other stuff kind of soaking for a bit. And then, so it was like, well, that was nice. I don't know what I'm going to do today. Probably, oh, another thing that I meal prepped was meatballs. So I might do meatballs tonight. I can't do a white sauce because we're out of whipping cream. But I think I'll do a sweet and sour sauce with the meatballs. That's what I'll do. So as soon as I'm done this, I'll go take out the meatballs, and I'll make that tonight. I'll make that tonight. Because I was like, what am I going to make for supper? Did everything in our freezer survive? Yeah, we were only out for 22 hours. 22 hours. So everything was still, because we had said, do not open the freezer at all. Leave it shut. So then it was like a big ice box because everything was so frozen. But there's people in Nova Scotia that are still without power. And Karen, I meant to text her. I texted her, was it last night or the night before? And she was still out of power. When I got up and I said I had no power, she said, oh, we still have power. And she lost power that afternoon at 1. And I don't know if yesterday afternoon, I don't think she had power. I'd have to check. I'm going to text her as soon as we're done the live here. Your power outage was 3 hours? Oh, ours was 22, and I think it was enough. I was so happy. And it was a good thing because when the power came on, I had fallen asleep because it was 11:45 and our bedroom light was on. And I think at one point Josh had gone to the kitchen and turned the tap on and didn't shut it off, like where there was no water, he didn't shut it again. So the water was just whoosh. So when the light came on, I heard the water going, and so I went and did that. And then during the day we were talking, we're like, oh my gosh, like the ice in the fridge is going to melt. I wonder if we should take it out so it doesn't make a mess. And I said, no, let's leave it in because then it's ice. It's keeping the fridge cold. And I said, I'll deal with the mess. Like it's water, whatever. And I said, and as soon as the power goes on, so it doesn't melt in refreeze in a big block, I'll come over and I'll just empty the water. So I was getting up as soon as the power went on anyway for that. So, but it was a good thing that the light came on so that I could turn off that tap because she was going full blast. Yeah, I am too. Because we have like a freezer full, and then not only that, but the fridge and all that. So Okay. Karen was still without power on Facebook. Yeah. And I think they have a generator, so that always helps. That helps for sure. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's try and do this one in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. I think we can do it. Let's do one more, and then it'll be 4. There's quite a bit of embellishments in there, so it's just the digital files. So let's do that, and then we'll be done. Then we will be done for today. Okay. You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll put the digital files and I'll start cutting. And if at 10:30 I'm not done, whatever I get done is what I have done. And what I don't have done, then it's not done. And I'll finish next time I take this out. We'll just go with that. We'll just go with that. Okay, I'll do this. I was going to right away start on the page, but I think I'll go and I'll have my walk because I didn't think I was going to be able to have my walk. So fingers crossed that the rain holds off for another hour. So I can get my walk in because I think it made me feel so much better yesterday just to get that walk in. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Awesome. I don't even know what I'm going to use as the background for this. I need a background. Let's just do white. Let's make it easy. Let's just do white. There we go. So, let's do a light pink. Light pink. Just like that. Okay. Let me see here. Just that. There's lots of embellishments. But Marie says, oh, okay, I'll take you downstairs and I will start thinking about cleaning the cabinet. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see what pink mushroom we can do here. Pink mushroom. I don't want it too light, I don't think. Well, maybe. Maybe that's pastel. Pastel Paradise. Oh, I laughed too because, that falls that, I was talking about, and it was like, oh, it's Athabasca Falls. It was not Athabasca Falls. It was Takaka Falls. Athabasca Falls was a totally different fall. So we will be talking about that this weekend. I was laughing because I said to Dave, I said, man, 5 hours And we didn't cover a lot of days. That was a long vacation. And it's just to keep it straight too, like what was what and on what days. So I'm glad I did my little cheat sheet there for my photo box. I'm glad I did that because, whew. Thank goodness for the phone though, right? It keeps exactly where you were for everything. You know what, guys? We might do it right for 10:30. And I'm going to feel a whole lot better having 4 done. Having 4 done instead of 3. I think it's, yeah, this will be number 4. Laura says, LOL Marie, you want to come sort my craft room? My head isn't in card making mode. It's in sort out mode. I know, isn't that funny how that happens sometimes? I mean, when we had no power, it was like, well, there isn't much that I can do. You know, I couldn't vacuum. I couldn't do any of that. I had done it the night before or the day before, so that was fine. But picking up stuff in my craft room, I could do that. It was some dark in here, though, because it was so, you know, dreary outside. But I was glad it was done. And then the next day I did another section. I got to do where I keep my files, my digital files. I got to clean up that desk. I think that's the last big thing I got to do. So I'll probably keep that for maybe this weekend. Well, we got to do the virtual crop on Saturday, and then Sunday we're going apple picking. And then we are going to a Wildcats game. It's their season opener, so I got to do that. We got to do that too. So there goes the afternoon, but maybe in the morning I can get up and can get that done. Because I find during the week, I just don't have time to do that extra stuff. Okay. Okay. Marie says, sure, Laura, I'll do that after I sort out my craft room, which is a never-ending process. I know. It is never-ending. Never-ending. Sound like Eeyore. Never-ending. Oh, it's because you already started and then Dan texted you saying he needed a wedding card. There we go. Okay, well, we're almost done. And look at that, 10:28. Woot. That last one, we just blew through it. Plus, it helped that it had a lot of embellishments there already. Laura says, wouldn't that be a fun road trip? We could all go to each other's houses and help sort out our craft rooms. Absolutely. It would be so much more fun to do, too. I'm very good. Oops, I almost threw out some of these. Esther says, I'm very good at clearing out stuff if it's not mine. That's too hard. Okay. He just knew you would pull it through. You would pull through, Laura. Okay. Let's get that plastic bag. Yay! Awesome. Okay, we're going to stop it here. So we'll see some of you girls on Saturday to finish off that virtual crop. But if you haven't signed up, you can still sign up, watch the first part, and then we're going to do the second part this Saturday. And also Scrapathon starts this Saturday, October 1st. Same time for Patreon? Yes, same time for Patreon tomorrow morning. See you Saturday. And see you tomorrow, Laura. Bye. Bye, Melody, Laura, Esther, Marit. Bye. Part 2. Bye, Eleanor, Laura, Elma. Bye, Kristen. Bye, girls. Thanks for hanging out with me and distracting me. Bye, Carmel.